Detective Elena Ortiz sat in her cluttered office, flipping through the pages of a battered leather diary. It had been found in the apartment of a murder victim, one among many, each more gruesome than the last. The entries were cryptic, almost like riddles. They spoke of a series of murders in strange, poetic language, their dates and victims eerily specific. At first, Elena thought it might be a sick joke, the ramblings of a disturbed mind. But as each murder unfolded exactly as described, she couldn't ignore the growing sense of unease. Was the killer somehow able to predict the crimes? Or was there a deeper, darker force at play? The diary had only one clue that didn't make sense. The next victim, according to the writing, would die in a place that hadn't been linked to the others, an abandoned theater. Elena couldn't shake the thought that she wasn't merely chasing a killer, she was being led into a trap. Her partner, Detective Ryan West, didn't share her concern. "It's just coincidence," he said, scanning the last entry. "We're chasing shadows." But Elena was no stranger to her instincts. She had seen this before. The meticulous planning, the sense of control the killer wielded. They weren't just dealing with a murderer. They were facing a master manipulator. As the investigation progressed, the cryptic clues grew more personal. The diary seemed to know their every move, predicting where they would go next, what they would discover. When Elena received a call about a murder at the theater, it wasn't a shock. It was a confirmation that the killer was 2 steps ahead. They arrived at the scene, but it was too late. The killer had already taunted them. A single entry, written in the victim's blood, was etched into the stage floor. It read, "Checkmate, Detective Ortiz. You're playing my game now." The realization struck Elena hard. The diary wasn't just predicting murders, it was guiding them. The killer knew their every reaction, their every weakness. With each crime, they were being drawn further into a twisted chess game, where every move they made only led them deeper into his web. The case had become personal. The killer wasn't simply committing murder. They were playing with her, toying with her mind. Elena was no longer just a detective. She was a pawn in his game. A game where losing meant more than just failure, it meant death. As the days passed, the murders grew more complex, and Elena was forced to confront the unsettling truth. The killer wasn't just predicting the future, he was shaping it. And the only way to stop him was to outsmart him, to beat him at his own game. But as the final clue fell into place, Elena understood the terrible irony. She had been so focused on decoding the diary, she had missed the most critical piece of the puzzle. The killer was always 1 step ahead. And now? The final move had already been